know what fucking sucks?
Huh?
These fucking black bars.
What do you got against black bars?
They're in the way.
You want to widescreen it?
I can't.
Configure.
No, it doesn't work.
Configure.
James and I have tried. We've tried so hard. We even went into the coding of the game, and it still won't do it. It still won't fix it. It ignores everything. It's on its own plane of existence. We've given up on it.
Like, do you see what I see?
Do you see what I see? James's handiwork. So welcome, finally, back to some more Higurashi.
What's the last part of that?
It's Tatarigoroshi. Tatarigoroshi. Welcome to Higurashi Tatarigoroshi.
7th edition.
That 7th expansion is the people that made it. This is 7th edition of this textbook. I hope you brought the latest version. Start though.
When they cry. Cry! Please, does it still do the same thing?
Alright, Tatarigoroshi. The shortest scenario. Man, curse, or coincidence? How will the conjectures inside you solidify? I look forward to whether those conjectures will waver or become a cornerstone in this scenario. The difficulty is the worst. You will probably not even be able to make conjectures. Meaning we're gonna be all kinds of what the fuck
happened?
Oh, them little children laughters.
Wait, you got voices in there?
No, that's always been there.
That has?
The snake in the well was happy, for it did not care what was outside the well. The snake in the well was happy, for it had naught to do with what happened outside the well. And you were happy too, for you did not know what happened outside the well. Frederica Berncastle. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, organizations, and can't stand up. Don't look into it. 1983. Early summer.
It's super hot. Even though it's winter right now.
Super hot. It was a very humid day. Not even a slight breeze was blowing. It had been an unpleasant summer, one that wasn't only hot, but swelteringly so. There were various articles of clothing hung out to dry in the messy apartment windows, but the lack of wind evoked an impression far removed from the coolness. In fact, it only felt more oppressive. There were crooked houses and apartments lining the narrow, twisted road. In addition, there were planters and flower pots whose contents were beginning to rot, as well as bicycles and cars on the sides of the road, making it even more cramped, more oppressive.
How do you have a crooked house?
Well, what?
How do you have a crooked house? Oh, like that crooked. I thought they meant like it was slightly offset.
They just spun it. Nobody who was in the place at this time was visiting it voluntarily. But in spite of what everyone might expect, a single motorcycle came rolling in. Shitty motorcycle. The lone motorcycle, which couldn't be called neat, even as flattery, pulled up to a 2-story apartment complex and stopped there. A man fairly old and wrinkled stepped off. When the housewife hanging up laundry noticed him, she called out, "Well, hello there! It's quite hot today again, isn't it?" "Oh, you got that right. I feel like I'm gonna boil out here."
Oh, you got that right.
Oh, right, landlord. I didn't think that'd be the first thing you said. Sorry. I don't know who's talking right now. The fluorescent rice, right? I completely forgot. No, not that. Don't you smell it? There's a terrible smell about. I've been smelling it since this morning. Wait, what's this? It reeks! Did the sewers get backed up again? Do something about it, landlord. I've had to keep my nose plugged all day long. You still look plenty lovely plugging your nose, my dear.
Oh, jeez.
There was an unhygienic drainage channel running behind the apartment. The lattice from which it flowed with stuff, branches, and fallen leaves, and when filth got cut up in them, created an awful stench in the summertime. Could you tell the municipal office about it? The drain will end up buried at this rate. Well, yikes! It's completely blocked. It'll start back up if you poke it with a stick.
Ew.
Don't poke it with a stick.
Don't do that.
Don't give him the stick! The man crossed the fence over the drainage channel and picked up a filthy drying pole sitting nearby. He must have planned to stick it in the drain and clear it out. Ah, wait, landlord, stop that! It makes it all strange if you do that. It will smell terrible. It smells if it's clogged and it smells if it's mixed. Which should I choose? He shoved the drying pole into the filth and the lattice. Of course, it did nothing to help the accumulation of waste. Gah! It's a dead cat! This is the health center's job. Cats and dogs smell awful when they die. A bamboo pole's not gonna do much good. Garbage bags, old clothes, they throw all kinds of stuff in there. And is that a duck I see? Well, of course it stinks. The nerve of some people.
Ew.
The drainage channel was already unsanitary. What was a little more garbage at this point? The stream of such imprudent people was never ending, and now this channel had turned into a garbage dump. When he poked the pile of old clothes floating in the sewage, a black cloud of smoke floated out in the water. The two of them grimaced at a terribly bizarre and repulsive sight. Gah, we got maggots, eh? Someone must have thrown kitchen waste in. What? Landlord? What's that? What? Just more garbage. Landlord, that... Huh? Eh? Eek! What's with the music?
That's why I'm dancing.
Oh, hello. Good work today. God, what a terrible stench. Hey, someone cover this thing with a tarp. It's in plain sight of the 2-floor houses. Identity of the deceased unknown. Sex, female. Age, estimated to be late 20s or early 30s. Time of death, about 2 or 3 days ago. She was probably abandoned after death. Vacant too? Figuring out who she is will be rough. Contact the community division asked if anyone's got missing. They probably weighed her down so she'd sink. Then the weights came off and she floated to the top. But why in a drainage sewer of all things? Would have been better under an overpass or in the mountains, you know? It would have been outside our jurisdiction, right? It looks like they never wanted to hide the corpse at all. Did they do it so she would be found? As a warning or something? This slice in her stomach definitely wasn't from a fish eater. She was cut open and her insides were dragged out. They really made a show out of killing her. Doesn't the Chinese mafia do these sort of traditional punishments? That's Shige-san in Section 4. He's had any trouble with Yakuza. Alright, sir. What a terrible way to go. Hey, don't her innards poking out like that look sort of like salad soba you can get in Kyoto? Maybe if you stuck chopsticks in, noodles would pop out. See?
Ew.
Please, give me a break. Her intestines were pulled out, and her ears and nose cut off. That's definitely not how I want to go. Fingers are in a bad state, too. There are long nails stuck in all of them, on both hands. What kind of torture was this, anyway? The Higurashi kind of torture. That's what kind of torture. It's the fucking Higurashi torture.
I like that music.
It feels way out of place, though. Like, we need some track to go in. Closing my eyes. That one. See how it goes.
Oh, we're back at school!
The most relaxing time during the school day. Lunch for sure. Everyone brought their desks side by side, like always, and we all ate together. Oh my! Neon-san, if I must say, your lunch looks quite appetizing today. There's some... I don't even remember how I did,
It was like really soft and like...
There are so many different things. It's wonderful. Satsuko and Rika-chan looked at Mion's lunch, shouting gladly. Let's have a look. Whoa! I just packed in some leftovers from last night. All the elders were having a drinking party at my house yesterday. I managed to nab some of what they didn't eat. So that's why they look all like snacks. You could have had with sake. Huh. They're but leftovers, mere scraps of food, but when arranged in the bento box so cleanly, they look impressive. It looks like part of a full-course meal at a high-class restaurant. People seem to decide if they like things mainly based on their first impression. So I thought maybe the taste of a bento would be proportional to how pretty it was when you opened it. You may seem unrefined, Mion-san, but you're positively splendid at arranging food like this.
Her room is nice and tidy too. Mion is a lot more organized and polite than everyone thinks.
It's all the same once it's in your stomach. I'd have thought Mion would say something like that, but to think she had this kind of taste. Huh. You can't judge a book by its cover. Mion was careful in everything she did. She never misstepped, faltered, or messed up. I see. She is our club president after all. Yours is nothing to scoff at either, Reina. Your crab kamaboko flower is very pretty.
Kamaboko.
You know, Reina, your lunch always has, like, an art to it. Like it has a rabbit-shaped apple slices and carrot flowers and stuff. Reina's bento wasn't all about taste. It was like she puts her heart into it or something. It wasn't just good, it makes your insides all nice and warm.
Thanks. It's not quite as good as Mii-chan's, but I wanted to make it really cute. Oh.
Like, my voice is kind of sore, so I can't do Reina
So
just
cute.
yet. Cooking isn't about skill, it's about love. In that sense, I don't even come up to your feet. Love, huh? Yeah. Just from looking at her bento, I could definitely feel that Reina put her heart and soul into making it. That's what her bento was like. The taste isn't all that counts for a bento. How it looks also matters. I suppose we must learn from this, too. Huh. So let's see Satoko and Rika-chan's up-and-coming bento. Whoa. Ta-da! Whoa! Yesterday our neighbors shared some meat with us, so we ended up grilling it for our bento. These ones, too. They had such an impact. They were bursting at the seams with grilled meat! At a glance, it was too impactful for a girl's bento, but when you thought about eating with all your friends, it brought more than enough color to the table. Wow. At first, it looks like the kind of crude bento that a jock would eat. But there are so many different things in here, like boiled spinach and soy sauce and stewed hijiki.
Rika-chan, you're really good at this kind of unaffected cooking, huh? Yep, I think Rika-chan will make a great wife when she grows up.
I have a tight hold on my future husband. A husband for Rika-chan, huh? At first that sounded appealing. It did, but I felt like a married life with her would be anything but normal. But really, everyone was amazing. They were all so young, and yet they're all capable of cooking for themselves. I was sort of cooked whenever I went camping with my family, but making lunch every day was a level I definitely couldn't reach. I can only really cook in my spare time. When I thought about it like that, it really made everyone stand out more. Frankly, I respected them. Huh? Ah? I feel like maybe this doesn't only apply to other people. Come to think of it. This morning, when I was eating breakfast half asleep, I think my mom was saying something really important. Ah! With an hysteric groan, I suddenly stood up, startling everybody at once.
What's wrong? Wrong.
It'll make us choke if you shout like that so suddenly, you know? Here's rice coming out of your nose, Satoko. I'd forgotten. All this stuff about cooking for yourself, it applied to me too! He did not make his lunch.
Why is he making the creepy noises already? I don't like it.
Your mom and dad need to go to Tokyo again for business. Yeah? Sleeping. Your dad's mentor fell ill right before an event he was taking part in. It's a very important event and they need someone to fill it in. Well, dad does what he has to do for his job. Chew. So your dad and I, you see, We need to go to Tokyo as fast as we can to help with the event. We might have to stay there for a few days depending on what happens. That sounds annoying. God. While we're gone, we won't be here, so you'll need to make your own meals for yourself. Are you okay with that, Keiichi? I'll be fine. Humans can do anything when they're desperate. Is that so? That's a relief. You can at least cook rice, right? And you can make miso soup as well. And you just buy some side dishes and you'll have a meal. A meal? Yeah. I can cook rice in my camping kit. Never used a rice cooker before. Ciao. Ciao. I've only ever made instant miso soup that you can make in a pot of boiling water, too. Well, I'll think of something. Ciao, ciao, ciao. If you can cook for yourself, then you don't need much money, do you? No eating out, it's too expensive. You're at the age where you should learn about cooking and personal finances now, after all. Yep. I'll get by. I'll get by. No, I won't! What was I thinking? I was half asleep and I made such crazy, empty promises! Just like a manga characters always do at times like these. I bent over backwards and scratched furiously at my head. Scratch, scratch!
Keiichi-kun, my parents sure have been rough. Anyway, you need to keep things in order while they're gone.
Anyway, food! Food! My parents aren't here and I have to make it all myself, you know? This is a huge emergency!
I thought he was a good cook.
Should you not simply give up and cook for yourself? Keiichi-san, did you not make a fabulous curry dish for the curry party previously?
That's what
listen here. My mom taught me how to cook that curry when we camped, and it's the best I can do. I can't eat curry 3 meals a day. I mean, it's just junk food in the first place. There's no nutritional balance whatsoever, and it just completely... Stupid! Shh! Mio and Satsuko put their hands over my mouth.
Oh no, it's her!
A moment later, the door rattled open, and Chie-sensei, a known curry maniac, suddenly poked her head in.
Oh no.
Did I just hear somebody bad-mouthing curry?
No, we didn't say anything! Everyone's faces went totally white. They shook their heads in denial. Her eyes rolled over the classroom. Her glare wasn't just a teacher's ordinary stare.
Is that so? Must have been the wind.
Chie-sensei gave one more look around the classroom, then closed the door, and went back to the teacher's
Don't!
lounge.
Curry!
I may have been shouting, but for her to hear it from all the way across the hall in the teacher's lounge, that teacher's terrifying. Kei-chan, you can disparage other foods all you want, but you might want to stay away from curry. At least as long as you live in Nanamizawa. Okay. I'm sorry. That's what I said, but still, you don't have curry every meal. And cup ramen is good because you only eat it once in a while. If you ate it for every meal, you get bored of it pretty quickly. Rice and miso soup and a good side dish? Yeah, that's what a Japanese table should look like.
Why can't you just try to cook for yourself? Rice you can make yourself is really good.
Some man thinks it's more of a pain than good. But experiencing it every once in a while might be nice. That's right. Life is all about experiences, right?
Oh no.
But when you cut your fingers or burn yourself, it's so sad. So very sad.
Freaking.
With everyone encouraging me like this, I started to feel like maybe I could do it if I tried, too. Though approximately one person didn't sound like she was encouraging me. Cooking is a skill I'll have to learn at some point since I want to live on my own one day. Maybe learning now wouldn't be so bad. I'm pretty uneasy about it, but you're right. If I don't understand how to cook a few things around here, then I won't be in a good shape the next time our club does a cooking showdown. You are correct. That clever trick of yours in the last curry contest won't work every time after all. As if scorning me, Satsuko ridicules my comeback from a hopeless situation to a certain do-or-die curry showdown. What are you so relaxed for? You relied entirely on Rika-chan back then, didn't you? What did you cook at the time exactly? You put a bag of salt in Reina's curry, a bag of salt in Mino's rice, and you flipped over my pan! I relapsed into my grudge over the last curry showdown. For now, I calm my unquellable anger by pinching Satsuko's ears. My attack was because that's what they were doing for club. It may not look like it, but I can do a little bit of cooking. Can you now? Even when you couldn't peel one carrot during the showdown, how to get Rika to do it? Don't be so daft. People get better every day, you know. If you think I'll always be crummy at cooking, then you're quite mistaken. Right, Rika? I have to watch or else I get worried about the pot and the flame. Sometimes you forget to turn off the gas too.
Uh-oh.
Everyone bursts into laughter. That shouldn't be an issue with cooking. Even I would never do that. I don't want to hear that from someone who eats nothing but cup ramen.
But Satsuko can cook pretty well for herself, you know?
Reina, it's fine. You don't need to force yourself to cover up for her like that. No, she's not trying to cover for her or anything. It's just that Rika-chan's cooking is by far the best of all of us, so hers doesn't stand out. Satsuko has mastered the basics too, right? At the very least, she can cook rice and miso soup.
Oh no!
Well, she can't quite tell the difference between cauliflower and broccoli, though.
One's green, one's
They're
white!
both the same once you boil them.
Satsuko erupted in anger, making two fists and swinging them above her head. Everyone laughed a lot after that.
The others don't matter. I cannot stand being laughed at by you, Keiichi-san.
Yes, perhaps I do lag behind everyone else in terms of cooking skill. But at least I'm confident I never lose to you, Satsuko. Not to you, at least.
What was that?
You have the gall to say you're confident? That's what's daft here. I might not seem like a good cook, but I take turns with Rika, you know. I can cook just fine for myself, thank you. I see, I see. Good for you for being able to cook. I'll buy some candy for you as a present later. I patted Satsuko on the head while I made fun of her. Satsuko seemed to know I was making fun of her too, since her face went bright red very quickly, and seemed started to pour out like she was a kettle.
You don't believe me, do you? Anyway!
I can cook far better than you, Keiichi-san. I see. And if you can tell the difference between cauliflower and broccoli, I'll believe you. Come on, let's hear it.
The green one is broccoli. Or, no, the yellow one. Cauliflower is red, blue, green.
Come on now! What color is broccoli? It's not red, blue, green, like a television. Come on, say it, say it! Satsuko can cook just fine without knowing what color broccoli is, right? Good for you, good for you.
What? Stupid KK. What?
That was nothing to cry hysterically about. She's so goddamn cute. I stroked her head as hard as I could, then her head fell off. Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. Huh. If you're gonna act so smug, then you can surely show something better than Satsuko, remarked Mio, giving me just a slightly mean smile. Actually, well, I had no confidence at all in my cooking. But the situation carried me along, and I decided to deliver an impressive declaration. Just you wait. Tonight, I will make the best darn meal you've ever seen! I'll even make a little too much and pack it for lunch tomorrow. You'll be so surprised you'll fall over. That sounds like fun. I can't wait for lunchtime tomorrow.
Oh no.
Rika-chan petted me on that. Her words of "can't wait" sounded so transparent.
Rina's excited too! I promise I won't laugh no matter what you make. Alright, so maybe I'll go all out on my bento tomorrow. Then let's do this. Let's have a bento showdown tomorrow. As a club activity, of course. And we'll throw in a punishment game, too. My, what an ingenious idea that is. How is that, Keiji-san? I'll give you one chance to back down.
Sayoko wiped her tears and snarled at me as if this was her chance to turn things around. Who's Sayoko? Game, who's Sayoko?
Satsuko.
I know the T and the Y are next to each other, but come on.
Sayoko!
Sayoko. Maybe this is bad? I feel like maybe the conversation was getting pretty out of hand. Oh, if I apologize, now's my chance? Well, what came out of my Keiichi Marubara's... What? But what came out of my Keiichi Marubara's mouth was a statement so reckless it even frightened me. Yeah, you're on! My bento tomorrow will knock you out of your shoes!
Boop.
Wow. That face so cares. Everyone raised their voices in surprise at my bold, confident reply. I imagine she's, whoa, and Reina's like, oh! Ah, now I've done it! What have I done? I'm so irresponsible!
So, Mion-san, what's our fantastic punishment game where we have to play if we lose?
Satsuko grinned fearlessly. As if to say it was already decided I'd be playing said fantastic punishment game.
Let's see. Okay, how about this? Whoever loses tomorrow's Bento Showdown during the lunch break tomorrow has to go up to Chie-sensei as she's eating in the teacher's lounge and say bad things about curry. Mimi-chan! That's... How terrifying!
Everyone went pale and gasped at how truly terrifying the punishment game was. Chie-sensei is such a maniac about curry that she'd risk her life for it. And to go up to her and start saying bad things about curry! What kind of fate would await us? Just trying to imagine it was scary. And as everyone looked blankly amazed, the terrifying punishment game, Rika-chan spoke.
Tomorrow's contest will be decided by skill.
Reina and Mion and Satsuko, everyone nodded deeply in agreement.
Although Keiji-san's problem might be his own dinner tonight, rather than tomorrow's bento.
Ha! How disappointing that you can't witness what an amazing dinner I'm gonna make tonight. I'll let you have a glimpse of it in my bento tomorrow, so look forward to it.
There's quite a lot of grandstanding. You do know what will happen if you come to us with something terrible, right?
I just can't wait. How much trouble you'll be in with Chie-sensei tomorrow, Satsuko!
Yes, I can't wait either. To see you, Keiji-san, groveling before her and begging for forgiveness. Saying it all with tears streaming down your face. Yes, I can just see it now.
What was that?
Stretch! Both of us, on the verge of tears, pull on each other's cheeks. Stretch! Trying to muster all your desperation by placing yourself in a predicament? Kei-chan, that's so manly. That isn't manly or anything of the sort. It's called being reckless. Can't even cook well. Stretch!
Wait, that was inside. That was inside the quotation
No, it
marks.
wasn't.
It was inside the quotation marks, so she was like,
you.
stretch.
I'm looking forward to a wonderful bento! I'm looking forward very much to seeing Keiji tomorrow as well.
Their expected gazes were painful. I was trying to tease Satsuko a little. How did it come to this?
Yeah, you better look forward to it. How? How am I able to say such reckless things? I'm being so unreasonable. What the heck is going to happen to my dinner? The bento showdown tomorrow. No, more importantly, if they make me say bad things about Curry to Chi Sensei's face, what will happen to me? The extreme contrast between my outward bravado and my eternal screaming continued as the hot and humid June afternoon dragged on. Water.
Okay. It's the end of school.
That entire day, up until school was over, the whole time, my meal tonight and my bento tomorrow were the only things on my mind. And now that I thought about it, it made Mom seem amazing for planning 3 meals every day of the year. I've complained before about having the same meal in a row once in a while, but now I know how rude that was. More importantly, what am I going to do about the punishment game tomorrow? Besides that, what am I going to eat tonight? Boo-hoo.
Wait!
Kichi-kun? Kichi-kun!
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about stuff.
About what to make tonight? Or about the bento showdown tomorrow?
Eric. She hit the mark. I couldn't find anything to say. And my facial expression made obvious the fact that she hit the mark.
For tomorrow's showdown, I think that if you do your best to make your bento, you'll be fine. There's nothing superior to a bento you tried really hard to make all by yourself.
Tomorrow's showdown is one thing, but what about dinner tonight? I might suddenly get food poisoning. I couldn't make any more bluffs. I exaggeratedly drooped my shoulders and heaved a sigh from the bottom of my guts. Reina laughed in a shrill way when she saw me do that.
Kichi-kun, you don't have any confidence in your cooking at all, do you?
So I've been found out. Ugh.
If it looks like you can't do it no matter how hard you try, you can always give Reina a call.
Really?
But only if you try really hard first, okay? You can't rely on others without first struggling yourself.
Reina seemed naive, but sometimes she was instructive. She didn't just spoil people unconditionally. Reina always seemed like an adult at these moments. If I absolutely can't do it, I'll call you. Though the chances are extremely high.
Go for it! Yay! You were grandstanding so much to Satsuko-chan that you have to try your best!
Hey, about Satsuko. How good is she at cooking?
She's at least better than you.
That was so direct. It hit me pretty hard.
You were making fun of her a lot too. Maybe you should have to struggle just a little, huh?
Reina, you're pretty mean.
Reina isn't all cute though. Reina isn't all cute, all cute.
Now that I provoked Satsuko that much, I couldn't just make some crummy bento. I can't believe how loose-lipped I am.
Okay, bye. Good luck. On the cooking. Show everyone that you can do it if you try. If you really try.
Yeah. I waved my hand absently in response. Leaving me with words of encouragement and a few pieces of super beginner advice, Reina disappeared past the trees. Is that the end of chapter?
It like cuts off the
I know, it's bullshit and I can't change it! I can't change it! We've tried!
Uh-oh. Why do I have bad feelings?
Is it going to go bad already? Fine, I'm desperate. So what? I may not know the ABCs of navigation, and I neither have a sea chart nor a compass, but still, one idiot is taking on the ocean of great cooking age alone. And his name is Keiichi Muraba! Let's go! Time to cook! My enthusiasm is peerless. If energy and recklessness was all it took, I could take over the world! However, there are plenty of things in the world that can't be achieved with resolution alone. And cooking was probably the top contender. Therefore, even if it was hastily prepared knowledge, I wanted something to help me. And
ate at my mind and fished through the kitchen cabinets. I was only hunting for a cookbook. My mom should have a few of them. For a complete amateur like me, the first thing I needed was information. Just like he who would cross the oceans needed a compass. For me, a cookbook was absolutely indispensable. Oh, here's one. It's worn out, wrinkled cover made it feel somehow reliable. Alright, as long as I've got this. Well, it's easier to give it a shot than think about it, right? Anyone can concoct the taste of a gourmet chef as long as they have a cookbook. Cookbooks are great. With such optimistic thoughts filled my chest, I flipped through the pages. However, whoa. It played with technical terminology like toys. You couldn't just see how to actually make things. You knew it all along, Keiichi Marubara. If anyone could make delicious food just by reading a book, then there would be no such job as a gourmet chef in the first place. First off, it calls for 3 teaspoons. Well, what spoon is that? And it keeps saying to use however much you like. How much exactly are you supposed to use? Stop using such obscure expressions. Strain out the water in a colander. Add salt and pepper to the taste. What the heck is a colander? And strain it out, like stretching? You can't stretch water towards like meat. Ah! And besides, how much salt and pepper is that supposed to be anyway? Ah! Aren't there any beginner-friendly guides in here? Won't do you any good to yell. Cool off, Keiichi Marubara. Think calmly. For now, I'll leave the side dish until after. The rice is more important. Have to cook rice, but I can't start. I know a little about how to cook rice. I didn't cook it with my camming all the time for nothing. I'll wash the rice. That should be enough water. And which switch is it? Is this button? Oh, the lamp turned on. Yeah, fully automatic rice cookers are one of the 3 sacred treasures after all. Now, please, by the rice cooker set, I pulled myself together and decided to take on the miso soup next. The miso soup I made at day camp was all the instant kind, after all. Well, it would be fine if it just melted in miso into hot water, no doubt. I'll boil the water and put in the miso. Huh? How much should I put in? Let's see here. Use the proper amount according to the number of people and your tastes. Enough of the fake expressions! Ah, fine, I'll put it in the proper amount! I crushed the bag of miso in my fist and put half its contents into the pot. Was this really okay? Maybe this was a little too hearty. They do say miso soup is best when it's strong. Come to think of it, my mom's miso soup is a little thin. Maybe I'll like it better with this much in it. I said it aloud as if trying to convince myself. Then, convinced by my own words, I nodded to myself. Alright. The rice and miso soup were probably fine. Next, the side dish. But what should I make? Something I can make that would add color to the meal. That's it. Why do I stir fry some vegetables? Genius. You can eat vegetables raw too, and they won't die just from a little bit of fire. I was so cute then, not realizing that the level of my thoughts had fallen from what would look great in a meal to what would be easy to make. There are quite a few vegetables in the refrigerator. What kind of vegetables go in a stir fry? Bean sprouts? Cabbage? Chives? Onions? Can you put cucumbers in medicine? For now, I grabbed a nearby cutting board and cut them into chunks and tossed them into a wok. This has gotten pretty exciting. Is this the true worth of men's cooking? Hey, this is actually getting kind of fun. All of a sudden, there was a pile of vegetables in the wok. Alright, next is the salad oil. Glug 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 went the salad oil. It'd be more exciting if I filled it to the brim. Whoops, bit leaked out. Well, no point in worrying about something so minor. The great Keiichi Marubara's cooking is so exciting! Okay, let's turn on the heat. The salad oil filling the wok to the brim caught fire and flames reached up to the sky. Nice. Maybe if I can be an iron chef too. If I'm really good at cooking with fire. Those words were spoken by delusion. I was saying something outrageously careless, but when the words came out, they sort of convinced me.
God, they're gonna be burned.
Yes! I am an Iron Chef! Ow, hot, hot, hot! Right as the crazy pillar of flame started to burn the ceiling, I finally realized that the fabulous cooking before my eyes had cultivated into an actually life-threatening disaster. Wait, what? Could I have been doing something insane? The force of the flame grew stronger and stronger. Wait, what? What? Yeah! What in the world are you doing? I'm gonna stop the flames this instant! Somebody forcibly struck me in the back of the head.
Oh, it's his parents. Oh.
When I turned around to see what was going on, to my surprise, I saw Satsuko and Rika-chan there. Satsuko? Rika-chan? As I stood in wonder at their unexpected entrance, Satsuko shoved me out of the way and turned off the gas. And Rika-chan got a towel soaked in water, spun it out, and placed it over the pot. She continued to soak more towels and put a second on, and then a third. Once a whole bunch were piled on, the fire finally stopped. All of it happened in a few moments. Having avoided a huge fire by a hair's breadth, the three of us gasped for air. Wait, what are you doing in my house? You're trespassing on private property! Yes, well, Keiichi-san, you've been caught red-handed in the act of arson. It was just about to turn into a huge building fire, wasn't it? It would be very, very sad if Keiichi was homeless after this. And after pretending to be an Iron Chef, I finally began to take in the situation. So, that was really about to set the house on fire? Is that not obvious? Just look at it! This ceiling is all sooty, is it not? Chimneys are the only things that should be sooty. Satsuko was seriously mad at me. Maybe they saved my life.
Maybe.
I'll take a walk real quick.
According to what they said, I was so absorbed in my fiery cooking that I hadn't noticed when Satsuko and Rika-chan rang the doorbell. But they could tell someone was home, so they came in to check. Thank goodness they did. If Satsuko and I hadn't come, the fire engines would have been going wee-woo right now. Keiichi-san, do you understand now how serious this was? At some point, I had sat down on my knees as I listened obediently. Burk, I'm sorry. You two saved my life. We thought we would come to see what a fabulous dinner you made, but as we thought, it's a mess. At this rate, we won't even need to look at your bento. You're mean. So you and Rika-chan came all this way just to see what I make for dinner? Us being mean saved your house and your life. Is that not something to take to heart? Yes. I'm sorry, Satsuko-san. At this point, having shown them such a disaster, I couldn't exactly make any more bluffs. I'd be completely surrendered. And yet you tried really hard in the curry. Where did the Keiichi-san from back then go? Jeez. I had all my underclassmen help me then, and just borrowed entire pots from the other teams. They didn't really cook anything. Keiichi-san, you cheated? Jeez, you might have been doing what our club usually does, but that was terrible. Pouring salt into the other team's pots seemed far more terrible to me. Satsuko was in control right now, so I couldn't. I immediately hanged my head to her. By the way, Keiichi-san, this terrible pot. This wasn't supposed to be miso soup, was it? Satsuko stared at the pot, totally full of miso with an awful expression. So I really did get the amount wrong. Judging by the look on Satsuko's face, whatever was in the pot couldn't be called miso anymore. Forget the miso soup. The rice should be cooked just fine. Rice cookers these days are pretty convenient. It should be just about done. Meat. It's not cooked. See? The inside is still all watery. What? But I switched it on! And the little light thing came on! Keiichi-san, the button you pushed with timer button, okay? It's set for breakfast, so it won't turn on until tomorrow morning. Yeah! So then what? In the end, I don't have a side dish, or miso soup, or even rice! I can make anything myself! It serves you right. So, you finally realized your place? Come, admit it. Say it. I, Keiichi Marubaru, am all bark and a much crummier cook than Satoko Hojo-san. Thank you. I'm a terrible person and a crummier cook than Satoko. I beg your forgiveness. I fainted in agony. Higurashi pat my head, satisfied at the sight. Satoko laughed loudly in triumph. I've completely lost. In the end, I talked big, but couldn't make a single dish adequately. At this rate, I'll go without dinner. And tomorrow morning, no breakfast. And no bento for lunch, either. I didn't know how many days it would be before my parents returned, but at this rate, without a doubt, I'll starve to death! Neat. Of course, I'll have no bento tomorrow, either. Neat. And I'm sure to get punishment game tomorrow. Neat. Higurashi just kept patting on my head with a smile on her face. I couldn't possibly get any bigger. Satoko, completely appalled at how unsightly it looked, with a heavy sigh. Adult men are just so pathetic, aren't they? Come on. Please, move yourself out of the way. As I sobbed like a girl, Satoko, displeased, brushed me aside, dumped the remains of the miso soup into the sink tidy, then began to rinse out the pot. Don't worry about it, Satoko. I can at least clean up after my own mess. I couldn't have Satoko clean up the cooking utensils I'd made a mess of. But when I tried to stop her, Rika-chan pulled down my clothes. Keiichi, you can just be silent and watch. She grinned as she said it. Be quiet and watch? What are you saying, Rika-chan? She meant just what she said. Keiichi-san, just be quiet and leave this to me. Satoko turned around and declared, seemed bothered, as if to say that amateurs should keep their hands off. Her annoyed expression was a little scary. Leave what to you? Satoko didn't answer. Instead, she spun back around and began to rifle through the pots in the refrigerator. Hey, wait! Don't mess with them too much! If you turn the place inside out, my mom might get mad at me later. Would you just be quiet already? Men aren't supposed to enter the kitchen. Rika! Aye, aye, sir. Satoko snapped her fingers, and Rika-chan got on her tiptoes, grabbed me by the back of my neck, and started dragging me away. Ah! Leaving Satoko alone in the kitchen, Rika-chan dragged me back into the living room. Hey, stop, Rika-chan! Let me go already! If we leave it to Satoko, the kitchen will be a disaster! Satoko came to see what she beat you today. How she beat you today. It's her revenge. Revenge? Come to think of it, her face looked kind of grim. Eventually, from the kitchen, there was the sound of a faucet being twisted and a stove dial being turned. I began to hear the nostalgic sounds that make me envision dinner time, the refrigerator opening and closing, ingredients being cut on the chopping board. What did that mean? Was she cooking? Keiichi made fun of her quite a lot. Satoko wanted to show you that she can cook proper meals too. Urk. Just listening to it like this. There haven't been any sounds of blood spilling or bursting or explosions. At this point, at least, she had proven she was a more skillful cook than me. In the cooking showdown with Satoko Hojo versus Keiichi Marubaru, it looked like victory had already been decided. I recalled Satoko's slightly annoyed expression from before. I was making fun of Satoko too much today, wasn't I? Is she holding a grudge? We were just provoking each other with our usual back and forth, but I also think I maybe overdid it. At the very least, I shouldn't have made fun of Satoko, who could cook for herself when I'd never cooked other than for recreation before. Satoko isn't holding very much of a grudge. But she came all the way to my house and pushed her way in. She's gotta be mad! I quietly took a peek in the kitchen.
definitely looked different than the usual bird-brained Satoko. Her eyes were sharp, and her movements were brisk, to the point where it was a little scary. And she must have noticed me because she turned around and shot me an annoyed glare. I cringed in fear and hastily pulled back my head out. She's mad. She's totally mad. Ah, how will she take revenge on me? Ah! That's just Satoko being serious because she doesn't want to fail. She isn't angry or anything. How can you say she isn't angry? I've never seen Satoko be this frightening.
Keiichi-san, I can hear that, you know.
So sorry. I jumped at Satoko's angry outburst and faced towards the kitchen. Felt exactly like a kid who had done something bad and got called to the teacher's lounge.
Where did you keep the miso? The refrigerator is so big I don't see any of it anywhere.
I'm sorry. Miso it's on the middle shelf in the fridge at the back left and lower right.
What is this? You need to close the miso package after you finish with it. It's getting the inside of the refrigerator dirty, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Before I can look for something to wipe it with, Satoko wiped it with a wet dish towel.
I swear, how are men so bad at cleaning up after themselves?
I shudder to think that you'll become an adult like this. I'm gonna talk back to Satoko today. The only thing I do is obediently lower my head and apologize. As Satoko nitpicked and I apologized, I could smell began to fill the kitchen.
This is how you prepare the miso for the soup. You scoop a little out with the ladle and break it up with chopsticks. It's important to add a little at a time and keep tasting it. Dumping the entire thing into the pot is absolutely outrageous.
I'm sorry. I never paid attention in home ec class.
You're pathetic. I swear. Men.
Rumble. I cowered at her annoyed sounding muttering. But looking at her like this, it seemed quite good at cooking. It had just been overshadowed by Reina's and Riki-chan's artistic abilities. Satoko's skills were clearly enough to get passing marks.
Hey, if you have time to zone out like that, then you can go set the table. Riki and I will be eating too, so set 3 places.
On it! I hastily took 3 people's worth of dishes and such from the cabinets and headed towards the dining room. When I returned there, I could hear laughter from a variety show on the television. Riki-chan was sprawled out on the couch, watching television, relaxing. When she noticed me putting the dishes on the table, she came scampering up.
Dinner time soon. Dinner at Keiichi's house. I don't know why I went to Reina for a second there. Nippa!
Nippa!
Riki-chan, you're in a good mood. It's a pretty big difference from Satoko. Satoko isn't in a bad mood at all. She's enjoying herself more than she is in a long time. Enjoying herself? Seriously?
She's like how she was in her Nini was with her.
It really has been a long time since I've seen Satoko look like that. Like she's having so much fun. Nini? What the heck is Nini? Is it a sound cats make?
Nini means brother. Satoko's older brother.
Satoko's older brother.
He's named Satoshi. Haven't you heard his name before?
Satoshi.
Satoshi Hojo?
No.
Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. At least he didn't go to our school. Satoshi, huh? Satoko's older brother. Huh. That's the first time I've heard of him. She had a brother, huh? I didn't know that. She does have one. Saying that, Riki-chan grinned even more brightly and went Nippa again. When Satoko was with Satoshi, she always looked like she was having fun, just like this. It really has been a long time since I've seen Satoko enjoying herself this much. However I looked at it, she seemed to be in a bad mood. But her good friend Riki-chan was saying that it was actually the opposite. Is she really enjoying herself? She must be remembering the time she spent with her Nini. It's nostalgic. Nostalgic? Huh. Then does she live apart from Satoko? Maybe Satoko's older brother Satoshi is actually a lot older than her. He must have gone off on his own and was living by himself far away. Satoko seems like she got along well with this Satoshi person.
She did. The two of them got along very well. She spread her arms wide to demonstrate the width of how well they got along. According to Rika-chan, Satoko supported her docile, slightly unreliable older brother through nagging. That was their relationship. I see. It certainly applied to the current situation. We had me, unreliable, and unable to cook with a single dish properly, and Satoko, who redid it while scolding me. Could Satoko have been getting a glimpse of her brother who now lived far away through me? So she would always nitpick whatever Satoshi did, but she firmly supported him and they got along well. Today she was the one. She suggested we should go to Keiichi's house. She said, "There's no way the unreliable Keiichi-san could possibly make dinner. We need to go make it for him." Then she didn't come here to get revenge or to get even or anything like that. She couldn't leave you alone. Even now, Satoko is a proper little sister. I was an only child. I didn't know how it felt to have siblings. Of course, I've never had a little sister like Satoko. But I felt that in this moment, I was an older brother, obediently and helplessly being looked after by her. Without any teasing or messing around. I'm gonna give thanks for her trouble. That's what I honestly thought. Keiichi-san! Do you know where on earth the ladle is? Sorry. The ladle should be in the drawer to your right. I ran into the kitchen, got the ladle out of the drawer, and offered it to Satoko. It's all done. Have you put the bowls and things out? Yeah. Everything's A-okay. Then let us have our meal. Rika! It's time for dinner! Me? I heard Rika-chan's effervescent voice coming from the dining room. Satoko turned off the gas flame on the stove and lifted up the pot of miso soup. Could you bring the rice cooker, Keiichi-san? Be careful not to flip it over, alright? Right, I'll be careful. I can carry rice cookers just fine without being warned about it. Thought about replying like that, but I decided not to. No mean words or witty retorts today. Rice with steam billowing from it and miso soup, as well as a handful of side dishes. On the table was a truly firm, family-oriented dinner. It wasn't weird at all or extravagant. It was a daily meal, the sort a housewife would make. It was very nonchalant and burning with liveliness. Let us eat. Thank you for the food. At Satoko's command, Rika-chan and I both thanked her in a loud voice. I made light of you, Satoko. You've beaten me soundly. Do you have a better opinion of me now? I may still not be as good as Rika or Reina-san, but I can cook far better than the helpless Keiichi-san. Yeah, I know better now. After I honestly admitted my defeat, Satoko's expression finally softened, and she laughed with her normally loud and cheerful voice. Chomp, chomp. Oh, the rice is cooked really well. Though she used the rice cooker, it tastes a little different from the rice my mom made. Maybe she used a different amount of water for it. Even so, I could feel Satoko's personality from the rice, which made it taste better than usual. The miso soup was a little on the thick side, but it was still delicious. The side dishes, while not exactly flashy, tasted great as well. It was also appetizing, and I couldn't stop eating. The side dishes are all well done, too. Satoko, you're not a bad cook at all. I gave my honest impression without a hint of sarcasm. Satoko seemed to have been expecting some, because when I praised her so honestly, she got flustered instead. Your praise honors me, but it's nothing so grand. The side dishes are all just things I bought in the store and heated up. This and this, all I did was open the can. I can only really make rice and miso soup myself. Satoko said, embarrassed, her face a bit flushed. There was none of her normal verbal abuse or sarcasm in there either. I can't make anything except rice and miso soup, but when you get it ready-made side dishes and put them on the table too, it turns into something fairly splendid. My mom used ready-made side dishes and canned goods too. It's nothing to be so embarrassed about. This is a fantastic dinner. I gave her honest praise. I've never met Satoko's brother, but Satoshi would probably praise her in the same way. Well, I suppose it's enough now that you've come to realize that I can hold my own in the kitchen. Would you like seconds? There's plenty of miso soup still left. Huh? That brat just awkwardly changed the subject. When I realized my response had been on the mark, it made me a little happy. When we eat rice like this, it's fun. Like we're eating with Satoshi. Riki-chan mentioned Satogo's older brother name again. Satogo's chopsticks paused, and she looked up at the ceiling. How nostalgic. I wonder what he could be doing right now. She had a faraway smile as if yearning for a friend who had moved away. From how it looked, I got the impression she hadn't seen Satoshi in quite some time. Satogo realized I'd been giving her a blank stare. I do apologize. Satoshi is my Nini. No, my older brother.
Okay, I see. Nini must have been her nickname only Satogo used for him. It was funny to see her hastily deny it.
I was rather surprised a person with such few living skills had the ability to run away. Well, I'm sure he'll pack up shop at some point and return out of the blue.
So he ran away? There was another story to what Satogo had said so cheerfully. The reason for Satoshi not living with her was a little serious. Everyone had been talking about it in such an upbeat way, so I continued to talk about him. Should I not have broached the subject at all? I instantly took a look at Satogo's face after thinking that, but there was no trace of the gloomy expression I've been worrying about.
Well, he's not old enough to be dreaming of living on his own. Nini won't be able to do it for long anyway. He has no endurance. Satoshi may not look like it, but he's a very persevering person. He's a lot more persevering than you think. Rika, you always take Nini's side right away. You're a little too nice to him. Satogo is just too harsh on Nini. You should treat him more kindly when he comes back.
Satogo and Rika-chan's views regarding Nini, aka Satoshi, were parallel to each other, and I could easily tell that both of them really liked him. They were so optimistic too, even though he had run away from them. It was like they were going to see him again next week. Satogo and Rika-chan both liked Satoshi even now and waited for him, believing he would surely return. I've never met him, but I know for sure that the Satoshi person was a really good guy. I had thought Satogo would be deeply hurt by their brother running away, but she had already overcome that. She was still being an energetic little sister, always full of vim and vigor, as if to say that her brother could come back at any time he liked. I thought that Satogo didn't think through anything, and just frolicked and played practical jokes every day, and that was it. She was really... yeah. Why are you petting my head? I roughly rubbed a hand through Satogo's hair. I misunderstood you, Satogo. I didn't know you were this level-headed. Satogo seemed to think I was making fun of her and tried to bat away my hand. But then she saw that there wasn't even a trace of malice on my face and obediently granted me her head. Yep. Satogo's level-headed. She sure is. I've been level-headed from the start. I was just playing pranks on you because you always do it to me. There was a usual provocation, but I decided not to buy into it today. You're right. You were just doing it to go along with me. You really were so level-headed. Good for you. Is that actually a compliment? It's kind of... seems like you're making fun of me. I'm not trying to make fun of you at all. I'm seriously complimenting you. Because if I was making fun of you, Rika-chan, Rika-chan would be petting your head too. That's right, isn't it? When Rika makes fun of people, she usually pets their head. These canned sardines are delicious. Rika-chan went nipa, and her smile became even brighter. Her attitude was as clear as day, and it was annoyingly cute. So both Satogo and I suddenly burst into laughter. That laughter lightened up the table. The table itself is so dull and simple that I never even thought people could make laughing like this around it. And then, finally came to realize something really obvious. Dinner is better if you're laughing while you're eating, huh? Of course it is. Laughing makes it taste better. How rude. The food is good because I'm a good cook, obviously. This harmonious moment, this happy circle, it was completely different than spending time with family, but still somehow nostalgic. Satogo, do you want to see Nini? I didn't say Nini! Call him my brother, please! Hey, Wait, you've been saying Nini this, Nini that this whole time. Grin Riley decided just to call him brother like she told me to. Satsuko, do you want to see your brother? Michigan stopped eating, then looked back and forth between my face and Satsuko's. Satsuko was smiling. She looked like she was trying to choose her words. She wasn't that Satsuko conveyed her feelings. Honestly, she wished he would come home right now. But she wasn't that weak. So she should just do what he wanted until he was satisfied. In return, she let him have the scolding of his lifetime. And then she'd have dinner with him and lay out his futon for him.
Well, of course I want to see him again. It's been almost a year.
It's been that long already. Riki-chan smiled thinly, her eyes appearing to look far away.
Well, Nini can do what he wants. It would lighten my load if he came back with more muscles and knowing how to do housework, of course.
See? You said Nini again.
He said it. I did not! I would never call Nini Nini!
Oh, sad.
Things rapidly returned to the usual lively atmosphere of lunchtime at school. But nothing changed about Satsuko's feelings toward her brother. She was living so bravely and so strongly. Hey Satoshi, your sister is trying so hard to watch the place while you're gone, isn't she? Give it a rest and come back soon, got it? Satsuko, it's time to clean up or else we'll get sleepy. It was when we were all watching TV while enjoying some tea after dinner. Riki-chan let out a big yawn and then spoke. Satsuko and I both looked at the clock and noticed how late it had gotten. Now, perhaps we both realized it already. We just didn't want this warm moment to end. And we didn't want to say anything.
Oh, this one that too. I still haven't washed the dishes yet.
Don't worry about it. I can do that much at least. You made a great dinner, so I can't let you do the dishes too.
Are you sure you'll be alright? When people who are not used to it try and wash them with soap can make the dishes slip out of their hands, you know.
Jeez. She turned into a perfect necking little sister. It was charming and awkward. Emotions like that were all mixed up inside me. Gave her a vague, dry smile.
Keiichi can at least wash dishes. If you break one and hurt yourself, I'll give you pettings at school tomorrow.
Riki-chan yawned again, so widely you could see her molars.
Is it really alright? Keiichi-san is pretty unreliable despite how he looks.
Give me a break. Looks like Keiichi's approval ratings have plummeted into Satsuko's mind. Don't worry. I'll clean those dishes, I have no problem. So don't worry about it and go home. Actually, this hour I can't let you two go home by yourselves. I'll take you there. Let me find the key for my bike.
Once you've taken us home, Keiichi-san will be the one going home by himself. You'll be in big trouble if you get lost in the roads at night and end up in Takatsudo. There's no houses or lights out there at all.
I was trying to worry about them going home, but I didn't think they'd be worried about me getting lost. Am I really that unreliable? She really is being critical, but yeah, this feeling I have, it's not bad. So I ended up not needing to escort them. I saw off Satsuko and Riki-chan to the gate. Thanks a lot for today. Thanks to you, I got a good cultural dinner. If Satsuko hadn't come, Keiichi would be growling and yelling right now.
Truly. It's really good that we came.
They really saved me. You gave him another bow filled with gratitude.
Oh yes. I put the rice and side dishes into a container so you can use that for your bento tomorrow. And for breakfast, you can eat some bread and jam. Strawberry jam and peanut butter were in your refrigerator on the middle shelf to the right. Cocoa powder, too, is in the upper right door of the cupboard.
I know all of that. You don't have to go into detail. I was about to say that, but I decided to humbly listen to it. It was then I finally realized that Satsuko, who had appeared to be in a bad mood, was in fact a great one, just like Riki-chan had said. And that though she nagged a lot, she was very kind.
Then good night. Make sure to brush your teeth before you go to bed. You have to do it for at least 5 minutes.
I got it, Satsuko. I'll brush my teeth and make breakfast for tomorrow. And I'll be sure not to forget the bento.
You need to wake up earlier than usual, or you won't be able to get your breakfast or bento ready. Got it? If you like, I can give you a call a little earlier to wake you up instead of using your alarm clock.
You don't have to go that far. Set my alarm clock to wake me up a little early. Thanks for being so concerned about me. Satoko looked like she had more fault finding to do. She stopped and, leaving me with a good night, got on her bike and disappeared down the nighttime road. Riki-chan went to do the same, but then remembered something and came back. What's wrong, Riki-chan? Did you forget something?
Kate, you get 100 points for today. Clap, clap, clap.
Riki-chan suddenly complimented me. She clapped her small hands. What's she on about? I didn't do worthy of praise. I didn't do anything worthy of praise, did I? Really burned down the house after all.
Satsuko probably felt like her Nini had come home. I think she was having a lot of fun. Once in a while. I want you to go along with Satsuko's scolding in the future. You telling me to be like an older brother that she can scold instead of Satoshi?
Riki-chan didn't say anything. She just smiled and went all nipa. This Satoshi person. He has such a great little sister, so what was he unhappy about? If I were Satoshi, I would never run away from home. Satoshi had his own circumstances, I'm sure. I don't know what he was unhappy with. Whatever the reason, it was no excuse for abandoning Satoko. I hope he comes back soon. Probably can't play the role of her actual Nini forever, you know. It's okay. You were just like Satoshi today.
Please do it again sometime.
If that's what would make Satoko happy, I'd take on this easy role whenever I needed to.
Rika!
Satoko stopped her bike under a distant exterior light and called out to her friend, who wasn't coming no matter how long she waited.
Okay, I've got to go. Good night.
Yeah, night. You can't replace Satoshi, but Keiichi could do it. It's one less piece of baggage I need to shoulder. Leaving me with that, Riki-chan sped off on her bike. She rode next to Satoko, and then the two of them disappeared in the blink of an eye. Satoshi. Seriously, come back soon, got it? If you come home really late, I'll punch you right in the nose. Try our best until the day comes, Satoko. Even if I can no longer hear the sounds of their bicycles. I stood there for a while, seeing them off. Now that's probably it.
No. Yep, the punishment game tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm just thinking, like, it's always when, it's always the person.
We'll have no tips.
It's always the person that he gets close to that, like, flips on him. So it's gonna be Satoko this time.
Probably.
That flips.
Satoko's trap course.
This is probably gonna give us back information of
I know
Satoshi.
one thing for sure. Satoko could fend off an entire army division by holding up in this mountain. I know all about it. Satoko is one of the Soviet military advisors that gave training on traps to that one country.
Stop saying weird things. Somebody help me!
How did it come to this? What traps did we fall for and how far? How did we fall for them? Mia was caught in profusely thin pitfalls she couldn't escape from, and only her head was poking above the ground. Reina's head was completely covered by a tin bucket. She was squirming around in a vain attempt to remove it. Either of these really were funny, but that's where it ended. At least they had their feet on the ground.
Hey, John, what about you? Think you can get out of that? Hurry up and get out so you can save this old man. You're the one who should be breaking out and saving me, Mio. What do you expect me to do in this freaking bamboo mat? I was wrapped up in a bamboo mat and hanging 2 meters above the ground. Ah! What was this trap and how did I fall into it? Ah! It was Satoko! This all started when they suggested I was unfamiliar with nature, having grown up in the city, and posed a little exploration on the mountain.
Arena doesn't really know how it is back there either. Arena might get lost. Oh!
Mountain out back, huh? I played out there a lot when I was little, but I haven't gone there for years. Get lost out there, things can get pretty dangerous. You can leave the mountains to us. The whole thing is our playground. Isn't that right, Rika?
Oh, I see. How reassuring. We'll defer to you two this time and have you be our tour guides.
Wait, Kichi-kun! The summer vacation guidebook says not to play on the mountain because you'll get lost.
It isn't summer vacation yet, so it's alright. We know the path, so there's no need to worry. The mountain has always been our playground. Our backyard. We know all the secret paths and shortcuts.
Yes, both Satsuko and Rika-chan knew the path like the back of their hands. Thanks to them, we had our fill of fresh air, gorgeous views, and Mother Nature like the likes of which you could never see in the village. But things got strange partway through.
Oh yes. Everyone, I have something to say. From here on, you must follow exactly where I go.
Huh? What are you talking about all of a sudden?
It would be safer to do as Satsuko says.
Oh my! Hey, Mii-chan, look at this! What is it? Should I pull it? Should I?
Oh no.
Suddenly, squeak, crash! When Reina pulled the kite string, a bundle of bamboo spears fastened to a tree branch all came raining down with a clatter right next to where Reina was standing.
What? What? What is this? What? Ah!
That brings back memories. Satsuko made this trap in the second semester of 2nd grade.
That was a close one.
The tips of the spears are covered in dog poop, so if one of them hurts you, the wound will start to fester. When did this turn into freaking Vietnam? According to Satsuko and Rika-chan. Early in elementary school, Satsuko had been on a trap-making craze and set them up along every inch of this mountain.
Kichi-kun, maybe? He didn't tell us not to go on the mountain because we'd get lost, but because it was dangerous.
Neon and I both nodded wholeheartedly at Reina's hypothesis.
Come now. We're hurrying on ahead. If we do not return soon, it will get dark. If it gets dark, it may even become dangerous for me.
But you're the one who brought us to this crazy mountain! Why was an average, healthy Japanese boy like me being forced to deal with life-threatening booby traps? Then, the very moment Satsuko and Rika-chan got just out of sight was when the three of us all got caught in nice little traps together. Someone get me out! I have to go to the bathroom! Never mind that. Somebody get the...
Never mind that, somebody get the bucket off me! I can't see in front of me! Oh!
Wait, Reina, don't struggle around so much. I can see your panties!
Oh! You saw? You saw? Kichi-kun, you saw? Oh!
Smash, 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 smash! Of course you can see them! Maybe in a bucket, but you definitely... Bucket Reina was using me as a sandbag and Neon was crying.
You can't get out of that with a pitfall. How sad, how sad. Jeez, didn't I already tell you all? You weren't supposed to leave my sign.
I finally had an epiphany. Satsuko had been so bent on taking everyone to the mountain because she wanted to brag about all the traps she'd set up here over the years. We could have just stopped at showing them to us. I didn't need to experience how it felt firsthand. Rika-chan pat our three heads in sequence, in an incredibly satisfied mood.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be those two. They go crazy.
Yeah, probably. But
most likely.
the question is how soon? How soon will the craziness start?
I'm giving it... I think it's gonna be like...
Halfway?
halfway.
I wonder if it's gonna be as long as the other ones are.
I don't think it's gonna be 12 episodes like the other ones.
I think maybe 10 or 9.
Yeah, like 9 or 10.
Yeah, probably. So we will see y'all in the
the
next
next
video of Higurashi Tatarigoroshi.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Your thing's still spinning.
Yeah? Is the ceiling fan doing that?
Yeah, it's been doing that the whole time.